New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. On behalf of the entire prayer team at New Thought Media Network, we thank you for joining us on this broadcast. You can catch New Thought Media Network prayer time at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And now, let's center ourselves in the words of Ernest Holmes. We must put meaning and belief into our prayers. It is the meaning and mindfulness that is the nexus from which our words come to life.
Good evening, dear ones. And I trust everyone is having an excellent evening on this 20th of July. This is Reverend Z coming to you tonight with evening prayers. And as always, it's my pleasure and joy and honor to pray together and to allow ourselves to enhance and awaken the concept of the divine within us all. And I would like to say, first and foremost, this is a prayer upliftment. And if you are in need of prayer or you are looking to uplift your prayer, please send your prayer request to ntprayer@ntmedia.org. And we will get those prayers and begin praying on them and uplifting you and the situation and your family and friends to a level of upliftment and connection to the divine. And so I want to say, first and foremost, hello to all of my Facebook friends who are out there, and hello to Suzanne, and hello to Sunshine, and just want to say peace and blessing to everyone that's here tonight and tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to the divine. And so I think, one of the things that has become actually a spiritual practice for me is getting up early in the morning and taking my dog for a walk. And it has proven to be a very enlightening time, because I normally get out just before the sunrise, and it gives me ample time to just reflect. No one else is normally out. The birds are singing, and the animals are starting to move around. And just the other day, I stumbled upon two coyotes, which was kind of interesting, but kind of frightening as well, because normally once I get to the park, I let my dog loose. And this morning I decided not to do that, and I looked up and saw two coyotes. And the interesting thing about that, which leads me to our prayer, is that in this time of shuttle in place and go within and involution, so that we can evolve and go through some evolution, I've been noticing nature, and there's this dance that's going on that is quite interesting to watch. Another thing that happened to me this morning while I was sitting on my porch drinking coffee, I had my eyes closed. I was actually talking on a friend, one of my prayer partners this morning, and we were praying, and I had my eyes closed, and I heard this buzzing sound, and I opened my eyes, and literally one arm length away from me was a hummingbird looking directly at me, and just stood there for 15, 20 seconds and then flew off. And all that to say that there's something happening in the universe where where God is beginning to allow those who are tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to be receivers of messages from nature, which are the divine's way of sending us signs and symbols of how we should connect and communicate with each other and with God itself. And so the thing that I thought about, and I think that's an ample thing to pray for tonight, is this whole idea of divine connection. And that divine connection is with everything in the universe, because everything is always vibrating and pulsating and sending signals all across the universe. And so it is in that kind of connectedness, it is in that idea of how us and nature and each other and the universe itself use each other as signs and symbols of the divine. And so right here, right now, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. If not, find a focal point to quiet your mind and still your breath. Because it is in that moment that we realize the connection. That in breath, that out breath, that feeling of the air around us, whether it's in an air conditioned room or whether it's outside and you feel the heat, that connection is what binds us together. That connection is what uplifts us and keeps us in the heart and mind of God, so that we can communicate and do that cosmic dance, so that we are in tune with the infinite, so that we are in tune with who we are and what we are and where we are headed, by reading and interpreting and listening and looking for the signs of the divine. And so as we continue into this evening, and we may go out and take a walk, or we may glance out of the window, or we may just sit in our backyard if we so have, let us be attuned to the messages of the divine, because all things are signs of the greatness of God. And as we allow ourselves to open to it and be in tune with it and allow it to speak to our hearts, we can begin to move in a way that is uniquely ours. Each and every one of us has a different frequency that we are attuned to. And by attuning ourselves to that, by reading the signs of the divine, we will be guided to our next highest level of being. And so I give thanks right here, right now, for that idea of connectedness and observation. The observation of the signs of the divine that allow us to expand and prosper and develop into the full being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, that we are here to be. And so I know this to be true for myself and everyone on this call and everyone that may listen at some other point, knowing that this connection is the bind that keeps us all uplifted when we tap in. And so I know that because we are tapped in right here, right now, that as I release this prayer, it is received in the mind, the heart, and the activity of the divine, and it is moving forward and expanding, and a level of expectation is already in place for us to receive. And so it is in that expectation of this returning to us 100% pressed over, I release, knowing that it is done and it is done well. And so it is. Amen. And so it is. Amen. And so once again, there's nothing better than prayer that allows us to go within and refresh our whole being, so that we can begin to consciously, on demand, connect with the divine. And so once again, if anyone has any prayer requests, please send your prayer requests to prayers@ntmedia.org, and we'll get those and pray on them. So please send those forward. Also, your tithes, your offerings, your donations are welcome for us to continue to do these broadcasts and bring you different shows as we continue to expand the New Thought Media brand and network. And with that being said, we have a program, a CD release coming up of Gary Lynn Floyd that's coming up this Sunday. This Sunday, there'll be a CD release party for Gary Lynn Floyd. So please join us. It's 5 p.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Mountain time. And it'll go for a couple of hours. So it's going to be a great event. So if you're available, please tap in, tune in, and turn on, and it will be one of the great CD releases and a great way to spend a Sunday evening. Tell a friend, bring a friend, sit around and have a conversation and watch this CD release. So once again, I want to thank everyone for being here, and let's just keep these prayers moving and alive, and let others know. And if there's something that's on your mind or on your heart, or something that you would like us to present, send it forward to New Thought Media, and we will get it, and we will try our best to activate it and work on it. So as always, we wish everyone a wonderful night, and we leave you with peace and blessings, and we're out.
On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then, peace and blessings.